Welcome back to Sailing the Grand Line. Netflix just dropped a brand new trailer for One Piece Season 2, and it's packed with details worth digging into. There are Easter eggs all over the place, and while they've kept plenty hidden, the footage gives a pretty clear sense of the journey this season will cover. From the looks of it, the story will wrap up with the Drum Island arc, but before getting there, it seems they'll be hitting all the major stops along the way. The timing of the trailer isn't random. Japan is celebrating One Piece Day, and Netflix decided to mark the occasion with this surprise release. Honestly, I didn't see this coming. I had just finished a 10-mile run, checked my phone, and suddenly, boom, there it was. The trailer opens at Reverse Mountain, the gateway into the Grand Line. This location is huge in One Piece lore because it marks the official start of the adventure, even though the story covers quite a bit before this point, including the important events at Logtown. Luffy's goal has always been to sail the Grand Line in search of the One Piece, and before that journey can truly begin, he needs to make it through this passage. We finally get some shots from inside Logtown, and it looks like the crew will be spending at least a couple of episodes there. The sets are extensive. Behind-the-scenes footage from the earlier production showed a lot of work going into building the town. From there, the trailer cuts to scenes of dense jungle, which appears to be from Little Garden. We also get a look at Cactus Island from the Whiskey Peak arc, the first stop after entering the Grand Line. Whiskey Peak is infamous as a town of assassins, and it's where the crew first encounters Princess Vivi and the shadowy Baroque Works organization. This ties directly to Mr. Zero, Crocodile, and his larger scheme involving the Alabasta Kingdom. His plan to destabilize and seize control of the kingdom in order to obtain the ancient weapon Pluton. If you remember, Joe Manganiello was revealed as the actor for Mr. Zero, though his role will likely become more prominent in Season 3 rather than this one. The trailer's opening voiceover comes from Luffy, reiterating his mission to find the One Piece. Adventure, freedom, and the pursuit of Gold Roger's treasure remain at the heart of it all. One striking moment shows Luffy tipping his hat in Logtown while looking toward a massive structure, the very site where Gold Roger was executed. It's a subtle nod of respect as Luffy restates his dream of finding Roger's treasure. Logtown offers a lot of storytelling potential. One question is whether the season will introduce Ace, as there's been no mention of him in any teaser so far. Another moment shows Nami reacting to the ship shaking, likely just before meeting the giants in Little Garden. Brogy appears briefly in the trailer, with Dory expected to show up as well. We also get our first look at Nico Robin, known at this stage as Miss All Sunday, and Captain Smoker, who starts off as the main antagonist during the Logtown segment, but remains a recurring presence in the series. Smoker commands the Marines in the area and makes it his mission to capture Luffy. His Devil Fruit ability lets him create, control, and transform into smoke, similar to airbending from Avatar: The Last Airbender, but focused entirely on smoke. It's even a cheeky in-universe reason for his ever-present cigars. More jungle scenes point again to Little Garden, and we get a glimpse of Princess Vivi working undercover within Baroque Works to protect her kingdom. The trailer also teases a confrontation with Buggy's returning crew and a much slimmer Alvida. Since Alvida is now allied with Buggy to get revenge on the crew, she's taken the Slip Slip Devil Fruit, which dramatically changes her appearance, making her far slimmer than before. Based on the way the trailer is cut, it seems likely this encounter will play out in Logtown, just as it does in the manga and anime. When the words "A Grand Adventure Awaits" appear on screen, it's clearly referencing the Grand Line itself. Right after that, we see the crew making the climb up Reverse Mountain and descending the other side, straight into Laboon's massive mouth. Fans had speculated whether the show would actually include the whale, but it looks like they've stayed faithful to the source material. Laboon's appearance matters far beyond this arc, especially for Brook's story much later on. The title card, One Piece Into the Grand Line, flashes next, marking exactly where the season will take them. And tucked in there is another important confirmation. The series has been renewed for Season 3. The phrase, "set sail soon," isn't about Season 2. It's Netflix's way of signaling that filming for the next season will begin shortly. Then comes a quick message from Tony Chopper himself. "My name is Tony Chopper, and I'm sorry I can't be there in person." This little clip leans into his comedic personality, while reminding fans he's the newest major addition to the crew and their doctor. They've already released a dedicated Chopper trailer to highlight the character, giving us glimpses of his humor, mannerisms, and role, despite the fact he's clearly a CGI creation here. Longtime fans will recognize that the show has been planting subtle hints about Chopper throughout the season to make his arrival feel more organic for casual viewers. Chopper's introduction also signals more villains from Baroque works entering the picture, including Mr. Zero. Eiichiro Oda has confirmed that Season 2 will adapt only from Logtown to Jum Island, giving the story more breathing room instead of rushing through the entire saga. This means that characters like Mr. Zero and Nico Robin will appear briefly here, with their full arcs continuing into Season 3 as the Alabasta Kingdom storyline unfolds. If the season follows this plan, it will likely end with the defeat of Wapol, Chopper officially joining the crew, and the reveal of Gold Roger's true name. As with Season 1, the finale might also shuffle events slightly to insert extra teases for the next arc. So even though Baroque Works isn't deeply involved in the Jum Island conclusion, the show could still slip in scenes hinting at Mr. Zero, Nico Robin, and the journey toward Alabasta. The cast lineup has some notable additions. David Dastmalchian appears as Mr. 3. Clive Russell from Game of Thrones plays Crocus, who we'll see at the start of the season, and Callum Kerr steps in as Smoker. While I'm not familiar with Kerr's other work, it'll be interesting to see how he handles the role, especially with Logtown shaping up to be such a major location this season. Netflix has said their intention is to adapt the entire One Piece manga. That's a massive commitment, and given Netflix's track record, most series lasting only about 5 or 6 seasons, it's hard to predict if they'll see it through. My guess is they're aiming for somewhere between 5 and 7 seasons, but later arcs could end up moving much faster to fit everything in. Jeff Ward also makes a brief appearance here, inviting fans to share their reactions to the trailer and weigh in on how far the adaptation should go. Will Netflix commit to the full story, or will they stop far earlier? The pacing decisions in Season 1 show there are several natural points where the show could end if necessary. Since it is Netflix's commitment that we are talking about here, it doesn't hurt to be skeptical about what is going to come and what is not. You can never be 100% sure that they are about to keep the same commitment they had with the first season, or maybe even second season. But it doesn't hurt to be that extra hopeful as well. You just never know. On top of all that, the new teaser also brought extra reveals you didn't mention, including the Japanese dub version with the original anime voice cast like Mayumi Tanaka as Luffy and Akemi Okamura as Nami, a closer look at Little Garden's giant warriors Dory and Brogy, and the larger scale Buggy and Alvida alliance scene that seems expanded from the manga. New cast members were shown in action, such as Joe Manganiello's Crocodile, Michaela Hoover's Chopper, Clive Russell's Crocus, and multiple Baroque Works agents like Mr. 3, Mr. 9, Miss Valentine, and Mr. 5. There were also quick shots of Crocus at the Twin Capes Lighthouse, Smoker in full uniform with his cigars, and even Nico Robin in a brief shadowed cameo. Eiichiro Oda himself visited the South African set, praising the atmosphere and casting, while Netflix confirmed that Season 3 is already greenlit and will film in Cape Town this fall, with Ian Stokes joining Joe Trax as co-showrunner. Fans online also spotted Garp's dog hat making a return and speculated that Seasons 2 and 3 might be filmed back-to-back to keep the pace, meaning the series could reach the heart of the Alabasta saga much sooner than expected. If you spotted any Easter eggs or details not mentioned here, drop them in the comments. There's always more to find in trailers like this. More previews will be coming later this year, though the season itself isn't expected until 2026, as the trailer confirms. Historically, Netflix drops One Piece footage around major franchise celebrations, so keep an eye out.